And so hopefully, my book on one level is a wake-up call. Or we could look at the backdrop of my book, which I was not aware was going to happen when I wrote it, and that is that there are many people who thought they were going to retire with a pension. Maybe they were at Howard University. Also there's a buyout. And what happened, 52, 53, you look up and maybe you lost a considerable amount of money that you thought was going to be your savings. So what are we saying? You were in the fifth inning, the bases are loaded, and you have no pension. What are you going to do? You see? And I think that there are places where you travel around this country, it's devastating. And all of a sudden now, somebody said, well, Cleveland's in its fifth inning. Ohio's in its fifth inning. And you look up and you say, okay, what do I do now? Who's in the bullpen? Are my kids going to take care of me? You see? And this is where baseball comes as a metaphor.
Do you, is the tone, however, in the end hopeful? I mean, can we hold out for that, another the baseball metaphor in the natural? Can we hold out for that ninth inning home
run?
At
it. It's the fifth inning and it's raining. It's raining hard. The field has been covered. Maybe you got a hot dog in the bleachers open or something that, the game's it's going to continue. You don't know. Now, maybe you have the weather forecast, you maybe you shouldn't come to the game in the first place. But what happens? It's the fifth inning. It could be raining hard. And then what happens? Someone has to come out, might be your doctor, and call the game. See? Call the game. It's over. You see? Now, that's hard, but you know that some of us have been faced with those sort of medical decisions. The game is over. You thought you were going to retire. You thought you were going to see the grandkids, but no, you're not. And so what happened, my book is very dark, very sad. You could be in a relationship, and all of a sudden your husband decides, well, I like somebody younger. And that's real. And you thought that, you were going to retire together. It's a dark book, but, I felt that as a memoir, I wanted to write that book that was different from what I was seeing on TV. I got tired of seeing the politicians who had cheated on their wives, who got up and say, well, I'm sorry, this and that. I was waiting for somebody to be a little honest. I was waiting for somebody to say, well, the sex is great, and I love my mistress.
Right.
But what I hear is that a guy says one lie to his wife, another lie to his mistress, and you get a sense where this is what happens when people give these apologies. I think if you're writing a memoir, you have to tell the truth to the people. You see? It's difficult, but people have to tell the truth.
And sometimes the truth is
right.
dark.
Right, sometimes the truth is dark. Look at all this information we're finding out about John Edwards now. Now, what if he had been elected president? So there's a serious cover-up there. And I feel if you're writing a memoir, you have to use your life where you have to reveal certain things. There are many people here who are not going to write their memoirs because they're not going to tell certain secrets that is going to affect their own life as well as family members and loved ones. This is why we have so difficulty finding people to put on the Supreme Court, you see, or run for public office. Because what happens is our lives now are public. See, I tell people, you better write your memoir before someone writes your biography.
Well, given this approach and this theme, I mean, besides the actual on the surface subject matter of baseball, is this why perhaps the target demographic for this work would be people who are older, because young people don't want to face that reality that a fifth inning might be coming, or maybe they're naive, or I mean, from your experience at Howard, I mean, is that?
No, I think for example, if I go into like a middle school, it's a wake-up call. Sometimes I'll tell young people it's very important for you to know your family history, medical history, so that, for example, is that you can look and live a long life. So I think for young people, and I go into schools, it's very helpful. I go into prisons where you deal with other health issues. It's very, very important. I do know that things begin to resonate with somebody who's 47 because the 50s is coming up. But I think in terms of our community, every level, we're dealing with in terms of preventive medicine. We're dealing with people who are in nursing homes. Okay, I go into nursing homes and people say, "Oh, you're a young guy," and they tell me what was happening into how their life changed as they moved into the 70s and 80s, and that's very helpful to me. You see.